You need to waddle.
Oh, with a beak.
That's that's good enough. Hello there. This is Drew. Not going to say it. Here with my little sister Ashley.
Hello.
Not going to say anything about our bodies.
Okay, cool. My
um,
forever shrinking sister. Nice.
yeah, yeah.
That's a good one.
We've been getting so many comments on our appearances, on whether people want more. So keep those coming.
Please, I guess.
Yeah. No, we haven't gotten any, but that's a problem I'm going to talk about in a minute. Meanwhile, you are listening to New Release, a TV and sometimes movie podcast where, Ashley,
Where we watch something new and then decide if we want to watch more.
each week on Saturdays,
Yeah.
we release the episodes.
It's like Saturday morning cartoons, but
Exactly. Yeah. Yesterday I was ahead of schedule and got it posted at 7 a.m., I think, West Coast time. So we'll see what happens this week. But first, Ashley, this is episode 229, and you know what that means. You're fucked.
it's Prime.
Okay, Prime, you sure?
I'm positive. I mean, I'm not
Did you-
positive, but sure.
Okay, well, let's get the
The engine rolling.
mathematicians on it. Google it. I've got some prizes queued up for you, one way or the other.
Oh, I'm correct.
Prime. Okay, you get the good.
Woo,
You get the
woo,
good
woo.
prize.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's like first place in Mario Kart. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I worked really
Yeah.
hard.
Okay, so we recently started putting our episodes on YouTube, and we literally never plug anything or tell people to do anything or promote the show in any
Until
way
now.
until now. No, I think one of the exciting things about being on YouTube is we could easily get comments. So one, just look for New Release Radio on YouTube. There'll be a link in the show description. And then there'll be a comment from yours truly that says, "Do you want more?" And that means, do you want more of the thing that we're discussing? So literally all you have to do is thumbs up or thumbs
Ooh.
down it. That'd be cool to see. And then I've also done a couple other little optimizations, let's say, where because we talk about something from the previous week that might include spoilers, like last week we talked about the most popular show ever, apparently, for us, The Perfect Couple, and we spoiled the outcome of it. So I'm putting in clickable timestamps so you can skip straight to the feature presentation. If you want to skip over the previously on, you can skip straight to previously on. If you want to skip over this shameless self-promotion
If you want to skip
portion,
over the whole episode, you can also just listen to the end.
you can. Good point. You can actually skip to coming soon and only ever listen to the teaser for what we're going to talk about next week. That's actually the way to do it. Then everyone loves coming attractions more than the actual movies. So
That's true. That is true.
yeah. Lastly, on Spotify, you can. I'm going to be adding little polls. So right within the Spotify app, last week I said, "Do you want more?" And the options were heck yeah and F the gods, something like that.
Oh, yikes. Yikes.
To obviously tie into KAOS, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, I don't know. Ashley, how do you feel a couple weeks into YouTube?
I feel like I need to remember that we're doing a video before
You
we...
clean up your murder shed?
Yeah, I did with the murder shit. I was like, there's like some duct tape, just make it less obvious, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, I feel good about it. I like video. I think it's the future, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna,
it's the future of radio, they say.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we were revolutionizing radio before your eyes. um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh no, that's not it. I knew I had
Oh,
one more important thing. Um, I was looking to see if we did have any feedback, and we've got a smattering of 5-star reviews on Spotify. We've got
ooh.
a couple stars on Apple Podcast, which you can a couple 5 stars, but we have a review from November
Oh no.
or October of last year. So 2023.
Woo!
I finally saw it. Um, and
Oh
do you
no.
want to hear what it is?
Well, first off, what platform is it on Spotify?
This is on Apple, and it's the only review with text. So if anyone doesn't agree with this or does agree with it,
Uh,
please go post a short written review to
oh no.
to balance out what I'm about to read. Are you ready?
I guess sure.
Okay. Um, Unfocused, like having your AirPods broken and being forced to listen to two coworkers make small talk on the train. All walk. Period.
Wow. You
Yeah.
know, it's fine.
The like cadence of the speech, like I'm gonna give this review 4 out of 5 stars for being kind of lyrical and poetic. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the I'll walk, real punch at the end.
Yeah, really
I
hits
like
ya.
that. Yeah, I like that kind of staccato linguistic style. So I can appreciate a good 1-star review.
What
as much.
episode? What were you reviewing?
I tried to look back on it, and my best guess is it's this samurai show that Derek and I reviewed. So you might
Oh,
be
so
off
I
the
wasn't
hook.
even on it.
That
Great.
just if they left it right after the posting date, then
Yeah.
that would have been the closest thing.
Perfect.
But I
Great.
can't tell for sure.
No, it wasn't about me at all. Makes me feel
yeah,
better.
yeah. So just hang on to that. I also did want to do a little sleuthing because
Oh.
we're not trying to unleash our mob of new releasers on anyone, but the train thing got me thinking. Like
Uh-huh.
this is probably someone on the Northeast,
Oh.
like
Yeah.
in your old cohort, the New Jersey crowd.
No, they're not gonna. They wouldn't rate that.
Well, yeah, okay. I guess it doesn't have to be somebody we know. I mean, maybe we have.
I doubt it's
listeners.
anyone we know.
Okay, but do you think my locational analysis is
Oh yeah,
potentially
Northeast
accurate?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since we have not a lot of reviews to sift through, if you leave one, we'll probably read it.
We'll probably
So,
talk about it.
yeah. So keep those coming in at a pace of at least one per year. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. All right. Well, let's get to previously on. All right. Previously on New Release, we watched this new modern reimagining of Greek mythology starring Jeff Goldblum called KAOS on Netflix. I watched one episode, threw in the towel. You watched 2 episodes and threw in the towel.
I didn't.
But what?
I didn't tell you I watched the second episode. I said I was going to.
No, you had watched 2 episodes.
No, I
at the time.
haven't.
Oh,
No, I hadn't.
okay. Oh, sorry.
I
I'm
know what I've
thinking of-
watched.
I'm thinking of Perfect Couple.
Yeah,
right?
Perfect Couple I watched too. Chaos. Well, I mean, do you want to tell me how many I watched, Drew?
My mistake, man. Well, Al Ashley's defender should harass me in the comments for that. But yeah, I'm dead wrong. You promised. I was setting you up for failure, so you're just going to doubly
Right, that's okay.
doubly stick it to me here. You promised that you would watch a little bit more to see how they reimagine some of our favorite mythological characters
Medusa.
like Medusa. So did you watch more?
I did watch more. Thank you very
Yay.
much. But only probably like 15 minutes more, and then I gave up. But I did get to see Medusa, which was cool, and some other characters. I stopped, which maybe you fell asleep during the scene, but I stopped when Zeus killed the baby. So I was like, I'm out. So that was
Yeah, I don't remember that necessarily. Whose baby?
So he's trying to still like spread his seed and create other little gods. And so he goes to like a human's house and has sex with her, but it's really his wife that transforms into him. And then she
Right.
speeds up the woman's like birthing process, and she just has a baby within like seconds. And then Zeus has to kill the baby. So I was like, I'm good. I'm out.
Yeah, that seems a little gratuitous or and
Yeah.
unnecessary
Yeah. So.
for shock value.
hmm
But you only had to watch 15 minutes to see Medusa, or did
Yeah.
you have to skip ahead?
No, I think it was like 50, maybe I watched 20 minutes. I don't know. I didn't finish
But
the
she was in
episode.
episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's in I was looking for still images in case you didn't do your homework, and she's wearing like a kind of a a hair wrap with the
hmm
snakes like peeking out of it.
Yeah.
Did anyone turn to stone?
No, actually, they had a really funny joke, which I'll give it to them. Because they're in the underworld and she's talking to like other people, and Medusa's like the head of like, I don't know what she's doing, management or something. And this woman's like, "Are you really Medusa?" And then her little snake comes out and looks at her from under like her little head wrap. And the woman's like, why didn't I turn to stone? And she's like, "Because you're fucking dead." It was really funny.
Okay, so yeah,
It
so
was
she
really
works.
funny.
She works in the underworld, so her powers don't really affect the people there.
Yeah, everyone's dead. So unless she goes
Yeah.
to like our world, then. But it was just a really funny punchline. I was like, "Oh, that was good. That was good."
Did in just from a visual level, was
Mhm.
it a cool representation?
I didn't really get into much of it. It was more like they're standing in like lines waiting to be like assessed.
I mean, like just the Medusa
Oh,
character.
oh no, it was really underplayed.
Yeah.
So I was kind of
Oh.
like, okay, well, this is great. I'm done with the show.
Yeah, just from the still image, I would agree. It wasn't like a kind of a demonic looking person with all
hmm
their these tendrils of hair that are snakes, the classic imagination of it, or
Yeah.
imagining that I have in my head from Clash of the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
Perseus uses like the mirror on his shield to look at her. That's just like one of the most memorable, I
That's
don't
right.
know, like movies of my childhood, basically.
Yeah, we watched that a lot, I feel like.
Yeah, I loved that. Bobo, the owl,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, good stuff.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right. Well, that's chaos. Assuming, since we talked about the end, you didn't watch any more Perfect Couple.
No, I definitely did not.
The only update I wanted to give there is I had been kind of just monitoring its position on Netflix, and
Yeah.
yesterday was the first day I saw it drop down to second, as for shows at least.
Oh, what's
Um,
first?
so I'm
The Circle.
a new true crime
Oh, it's
show
not The
about
Circle.
like the no, it's not The Circle. Um, I forget the brothers. There were two brothers that
Oh, yeah,
committed
yep,
some murders. So
yep.
yeah, you just cannot compete with fictional murder shows, true crime murder shows.
hmm
It's just taking over the world.
Speaking of, are we adding American Horror Stories grotesquerie to our coming
So we can
soon?
talk about Travis Kelsey's appearance and
Oh, is
football
he in
season.
it?
Yeah, he's in it.
Uh,
I was so burned by the one we watched last year. What was that one called? What was the
the one with Kim
subtitle?
Kardashian. I
Yeah,
honestly don't remember,
it was basically Rosemary's Baby, but I can't remember
but
what
that poorly done.
yeah title of it was.
Yeah. Delicate. There you go.
Delicate,
Yeah.
lame, generic.
Yep.
Are you gonna watch Grotesquerie?
I might watch the first episode. I might watch the first episode because it's like a
Okay.
serial killer, which it sells. So
Yeah, it does. We're not above that, especially after the ratings that we got from Perfect Couple. Man, just
yeah, and that show's terrible, but here we are.
yeah. Welcome to all the listeners. Sorry that we hated the show, but actually, I didn't hate it. It's just very formulaic.
Yeah,
Um, so we gotta be political now to
I
not
hated
offend.
it.
Yeah, not offend all of our new listeners.
Please post on YouTube that you hate me as well. It's fine.
There we go. Yeah,
I'll take haters.
yeah.
Sure.
Trolls are our best friends.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready to get into our feature presentation?
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can find the correct version of that. Oh yeah, we have the. Do you want to say what it is before I play a clip?
The Penguin.
There you go.
In my neighborhood, they throw a parade in his honor. A friggin' parade. I mean, it wasn't fancy, but it was a gesture. To show love for what he meant. Can you imagine to be remembered like that?
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, that's us. We're going to go down
Yeah.
in infamy.
In history.
Like whatever mob boss he's talking about. Okay. This week, 2 brand new superhero shows debuted basically on back-to-back days. Agatha All Along on Disney. I don't know if you were aware of this.
Nope.
Just much more lighthearted spinoff of the WandaVision show.
Is it about Agatha Christie? No.
No, it's about Agatha Harkness, I think is the character's name.
Oh.
I'll talk about that because I actually watched it as a point of comparison.
Yeah.
I've been reaching out to listeners and friends to see what they're watching, and Jen recommended that. So, but neither of these are off the radar at all. Obviously, they're 2 very popular pieces of IP. So we chose this mostly. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but why were you excited for this show?
I love Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the premise, to be honest.
Yep. You haven't seen the Batman from 2022?
No.
Yeah. So
I'm not.
this basically picks up right after the mob boss is taken out in that, like the Penguin's in that movie playing second fiddle to the what's the mob's family name? The
Scallicones. I don't remember.
The Falcones.
Falcones. I was close.
Yeah.
It said Scallicones.
Yeah.
There's some letters in there.
The Scone family.
The Stones.
So there's this power vacuum in Gotham when the most powerful mob family, when the head of that family is killed, and the son is kind of a fuck up, and the daughter was institutionalized. But we'll talk more about her.
Someone.
Yeah. And so the Penguin, played by Colin Farrell, quickly is trying to take over, assume some of that power now that it's up for grabs. And go ahead.
I was just saying, I don't think he immediately was trying to take over the power, because it seems like he accidentally he was like, oh shit, and then he shot the son. I think that was more like an impulsive thing, and now he's like taking on his impulsive nature. Like, I don't think it was intentional and now he's like, oh shit, I did this, now it's time to go. Like,
so I definitely agree that the killing of the boss's son was just an impulsive decision and a fit of rage, and the son was laughing at him after basically what we just heard in that trailer.
The sweetest story.
Yeah. Well,
for a mob boss.
That's actually kind of where I wanted to start, but do you want to give like your gut overall reaction before we get into too many plot details?
Overall reaction to the show?
Yeah.
Colin Farrell's so good, and he completely because I was worried because he's like obviously so drastically different looking. He doesn't have his accent. Like, everything's completely scraped of Colin Farrell except for his eyes, essentially. And I completely get lost in his character. I was like, I know it's Colin Farrell, but like I completely believed it to be just a different person, which is cool.
Yeah, I found that listening to the character's voice, which is like sort of Colin Farrell at his most like sensitive, soft-spoken, except when he's like angry in the show. But for a lot of it, he has the contrast between like the physical, intentionally like grotesque appearance of the Penguin, and he's scarred and he's overweight and he waddles.
Because he has
and
a mangled foot, which
we'll
is
talk
crazy.
about his foot.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I should have a picture ready for that.
Ooh.
But um, but he is like, but that contrasted with hearing Colin Farrell's voice
Mm.
did captivate me. That's a little. It's funny. I was talking to Jamie about this yesterday before I had watched it, and she was wondering what the point of casting Colin Farrell, or just thinking that it's kind of gimmicky to like
Mm.
take a big name actor and then put him under all this makeup. Um, and I was saying that one, well, it's for marketing. It's,
Right.
just to get people to watch, which I used you as an example. That was the reason you wanted to watch the show. So
Oh, for sure.
mission accomplished there.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is the more artistic defense. Like
Mm-hmm.
his performance comes through, and maybe the fact that like he doesn't look like Colin Farrell helps.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think it does.
obviously it helps for this character.
Yeah, and it's more impressive because I'm like watching it. I'm like, I know it's Colin Farrell under there. Like, I know it is, but it's just this whole other character, and I just think it's the way they did his like facial features and his body. Like, it's so well done.
Yeah, I
it's
like that they
incredible.
basically show him naked, strapped to a chair,
Yeah,
so you can see the like folds of
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 everything.
fat
Yeah,
and
and hair and just like
yeah,
yeah.
They weren't shying away from kind of. I think I can't remember whether that came before or after the foot reveal. But,
It's after.
okay, yeah. So they show his.
It kind of looks like the guy in Seven, or like the back of the guy in Seven.
Yeah, good analogy. Fair. So I think that's one of the things that the show has going for it the most. Basically, is Colin Farrell's performance. That was your hook. So at least you got that. What I'm not sure about is like why why we want to follow this character, and whether it's 6 or 8 hours. I'm not even sure. It's going to be like a limited series, so it's not going to be the Sopranos where you spend years with these characters and like getting to know all the side like what's the point of this being a show instead of a movie?
Okay, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah.
When I was watching,
Did
I was
you
like,
have an answer?
no, because I was like, we should just make it a movie.
Yeah, yeah, and he was in the movie, and I mean, Batman. There's plenty of Batman movies, and we've seen different versions of the Penguin. We could have seen Batman, the Batman 2, where it's more focused on the Penguin.
Or it could just be the Penguin. It could be his whole story.
Sure, yeah,
just like
or
they do the
Penguin,
Joker.
the movie.
Yeah.
Like, did you think anything that this Hour 7 show, your favorite, did anything in this first episode justify having 8 hours instead of 2 or 2.5?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean the speeches are longer.
The speeches are longer. Character development's more. His little sidekick he gains is really, I like him. He's very sweet. But yeah, I think they could have easily done this in a movie. We'll see, perhaps, but
I mean, the one reason to do this, and the counter to what I'm about to say, exists because it was a hugely popular, successful movie, The Joker. One reason to make it a show is you can create an anti-hero that you're kind of rooting for. You get more insight. We get to meet his mom. His mom is a real hard ass. And she's both like the reason that he became the success that he has become, despite his economical and physical, limitations in life. Like, he came from a bad area. He is going to be bullied and mistreated based on his appearance, and yet he's achieved the status where he can buy this fancy purple plum-colored car.
Plum.
Yeah, plum. And his mom, we get to see like her parenting style was to give him really tough love, to like both, like, she seems to genuinely care and believe in him, but she won't take any of his, she's not sensitive to his vulnerable side whatsoever. If he shows any vulnerability, she scolds him.
Yep.
So I mean, right before the crucial turning point in the episode, he goes over to the the son of the mob boss's house to steal some information, basically to bribe powerful people, some dirt in the form of a handy little file.
I know. I was like, this is weird, but
and then the son shows up. They are gonna have an altercation. They end up getting drunk, and the son's doing drops, which are the synthetic, drugs in this universe. So we heard that speech, and like, did you expect them to be building him up as a sympathetic character?
I knew he was gonna kill that guy.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, just wait. I thought he was gonna kill him in the beginning. Like he was gonna like have him let his guard down and just immediately like kill him. I didn't know that because that's when you first meet the Penguin, so I thought like he was already like this villain.
Right.
But this is really the making of him becoming like much darker. So yeah. I knew he was gonna kill him though.
I guess in a world where you have like one-dimensionally evil people, which is the mob family.
Yeah.
And maybe the daughter, she's maybe kind of an interesting character so far.
Yeah.
Then you have sort of innocent people like the kid, but he's, starting to go down the wrong path in life.
Mm-hmm.
And then the central figure is he's not one-dimensional because we get more insight into his life. Like in Sopranos, we get to see Tony's therapy sessions, and we get to see so much so much insight into his psyche that we can't help but like empathize. But I mean, and then it's Colin Farrell, who we already have like a pre-existing kind of appeal to. I don't know. Do you want to spend time around that character, or is that a valuable decision? A worthwhile thing to build a show around? I just don't know.
Yeah, it seems. I don't know. I mean, I think his like sense of humor and how like sweet he can be is kind of a cool little character traits. Like he's pretty funny, but so sarcastic and like dry. You don't expect it.
Yep.
But I just don't. I don't know where it's going to go from here. Obviously, I mean, I know he's probably going to take over and become super super evil and whatever.
I guess, are you rooting for him? I guess is what I'm getting at. Do you want to root for him?
Not really.
Yeah. I mean, does that? I kind of feel like that's important. I don't.
Yeah. I thought it'd be more. I think I would root for him more if they built up his childhood and how sad his childhood was.
Well, we're gonna probably find out about his brothers because they keep mentioning them, and they're probably not as deformed.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they maybe have normal lives, or who knows.
But I think the first episode should have been more of his history to build for the rest of the show, because I feel like I don't know.
In a way, I mean, I respect it for the I keep comparing it to Sopranos, just because there's like a recent documentary that came out, and I've been hearing a lot of people talk about that. Mm-hmm. The creator of Sopranos, David Chase, was like, this anti-hero term, I guess, eventually became a tidy label, but you were never supposed to like Tony Soprano. Like,
right?
He had to fight HBO to let Tony kill someone, so that you could be clear that he's a monster. And I kind of respect the show for not spending too much time making you sympathetic just so they can pull the rug out from under you. They get that out early, but then like what's left? It's just a buddy com between him and the kid.
Yeah.
Like, they're having slush puppies or whatever they have.
Suicides.
Yeah, but like they're some kind of brand of
slushies
what's the thing
together.
at 7-Eleven?
Slushies.
Slurpees.
Slurpees.
Yeah.
Slushy Slurpees.
If you combine all the flavors, it's a suicide. I thought some of that was funny, and some of his little quirks were funny.
Like the air freshener in the car.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I just kind of not sure why the show exists. I mean, not why the show exists, but like why we need to see the arc of this character.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's to be part of a bigger story. Like maybe this goes into another, but maybe it goes into like another season of a different. Like the Joker was mentioned at the very beginning of this episode too.
Right. Yeah. Well,
So-
I mean, of course they want it to be as
Big as possible.
far reaching into other, they want to make movies, they want to make shows, they want to connect everything like Marvel's done. But now we are on like a spin-off of WandaVision in Marvel. And I have no idea when I jumped into that show what's going on. At least in this one, I got a handy little news broadcast montage.
Yeah, which I like.
Yeah, it was cheesy, but
It's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Are you ready for our new segment?
Oh, is it? Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Surprise.
Here we go.
Is this Duck Hunter?
That's like one of those laser guns. You remember those that like
Yeah, you used it for Duck Hunter.
No, but
On the Sega?
like
Oh.
all they did is like light up and make a sound. Like they had a couple different laser
No.
sounds. That's
That's
what
that
that
sound.
is. This segment is called Chekhov's blank. So
Okay.
you know what Chekhov's gun is,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you introduce a gun in the first act, it needs to be fired in the third act. For every show, as long as I feel like doing this, I'm going to find something in the episode that they kind of foreshadow or set up and then pay off later. So
Later in
what
the
do you-
episode or later?
well,
Because obviously the plum car was going to come into play. But
you could go in a lot of different directions with
Yeah.
this, but Chekhov's blank, and you have to guess what it was from this episode.
okay. I wish I had thought of this segment and watched the show and had it
Well,
in
you
my
don't
mind.
have to overthink it, but next time you'll be ready.
Okay, hold on. Let me think about it.
Like think about the perfect couple. It was Chekhov's caution pills.
Oh,
we
that's just like
called that.
yeah. The Ring.
That's a good one. I'll give you half credit for that. That's
Okay.
definitely a good example. So the mob boss's son tells a story about Sal, one of the other gang leaders. He has his ring basically, and then that is kind of the big payoff at the end of the episode that they have his body and his fingers cut off because Colin Farrell gave the ring to back to Sal in prison.
The other mob boss had.
However, this week's Chekhov's blank
what is
is something you already mentioned, the air freshener.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Which, do you remember the smell, the scent?
It's like something paradise or aqua paradise.
Yeah.
Yes, I remembered it. Do I
Yeah.
get a half point for that? So I get a full
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, you're basically up to a full point. But
Great.
the reason I picked Chekhov's aqua paradise air freshener for our first version of this segment is he pulls it out of the car and stabs someone like through the side of the head
know.
with it. So I thought
Yeah.
that was pretty cool as
That-
far as a Chekhov moment.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. So
Nice. Okay. So it can be within the same episode. It's not like
Yes.
a hair.
Ideally, it's something we've seen.
Well, you could guess. We could guess on what something will be mentioned in like the next 2 or 3 episodes. We just have
Yeah,
to
and
wait and see.
that totally did work out for the perfect couple. It's pretty
Yeah.
bad though when we can guess like what's going to happen in the last episode during the first episode. But
Yeah,
good job us.
I say good job, Netflix. Not a sponsor.
So what else did you want to highlight from this first episode? You said you liked the kid. I feel
Yeah,
like
the
that
kid.
is kind of an important. Oh, we didn't talk about the daughter yet.
Oh, she's interesting. She's probably the best
Yeah.
character besides the penguin. I guess.
Yeah, so the daughter of the mob boss is played, and I keep saying mob boss, he's deceased. So, Sophia Falcone,
From Palm
um,
Springs. I was like, why does she look familiar?
Kristen
why.
Milioti. She's also from a pretty popular sitcom. Didn't you watch How I Met Your Mother?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, no spoilers for that. Um,
Was she the mom? Just kidding.
Definitely not the title character. The titular mom.
Oh wait, she is.
I think so. I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
watch the show, but she
Perfect.
comes in the last few seasons.
And they're like, that's the mom. You're like, cool.
Yeah. She's also in an HBO show I really liked called Made for Love. where
that's
she's
nice.
like caught up in a romance with this guy developing a virtual existence, basically. So
Okay.
she's kind of, it's a little Palm Springs esque, frankly, where she's basically like kind of trapped in a meaningless life. Um, what did you like about her character on this show?
She's unnerving. You never know what she's gonna do,
Yeah.
and she's really smart. Like she can see through the penguin, like what the penguin's doing, which I like.
Did what did they tell us exactly? So she was in an asylum for multiple homicide, or
It doesn't say. It just said that she called herself like a psycho killer at the table, and that's why people were staring at her. She's like,
right?
oh, no one will believe that. Like they're just letting a killer just like have a salad. So
What the hell was she eating? Just like pieces of the wedges of the salad with
I
her
think she was
fingers?
picking it with her hands. Yeah, like a creature.
That was weird. I mean, yeah, I can see someone like scarfing down food, especially the penguin. I thought he like ate grotesquely,
Yeah, me too.
but she was just grabbing pieces of salad. It was
Yeah, it was distracting.
didn't really
So if I was
accomplish.
watching her do that, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's a psycho killer. Like, why is she eating like that?
Yeah, or maybe it is psycho killer behavior, but it
Maybe.
I couldn't tell if she was like ravished or like she hasn't eaten since she got out of.
That's what it seemed like. It seemed like she hadn't had a meal in like a week. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
basically she captures the penguin at one point. She knows he's lying, so
Yeah.
I don't even. Well, yeah, we mentioned like in a fit of rage he kills the son. They take the body to a junkyard. You think that they're going to compact it, but they actually have other plans that maybe
Mhm.
they have to come up with later.
Yeah.
Actually, he knows he's going to get captured because he's
Oh
already
yeah.
got the
Yeah.
yeah.
He knows. They already have a plan in place.
Right.
Mhm.
So he kind of gets captured, and then this is when we see him nude. But I really liked the string torture.
Oh yeah. I was like, are they gonna rip his arm off? Like this is that's wild.
Yeah.
Also, good to note that you didn't mention, but Sophie, killer, the psycho killer girl eating the salad, is the brother of the guy he murdered, who's in the trunk.
Yes.
as a
Yes.
reference
Yeah.
point.
This is the family tree. I mean, like I guess because she's a woman and because she's a murderer, maybe she wasn't gonna just be able to jump in and take over the family business, but she seems like the actual villain, you
Yeah.
know, of the show, which again that kind of positions the penguin as the person you're rooting for in contrast to her.
I mean, I'm not really rooting for either. So
So you're rooting for Batman to show up.
no, I just me rooting to not watch 8 hours of the show.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be your prerogative. So I did find that she was a breath of fresh air in an otherwise pretty predictable hour of story, and we've praised the things about Colin Farrell's performance that work. And I think she's the only other
Yeah.
standout, you know, performer character. I didn't really like the young sidekick. That just felt tacked on, and I liked that he was kind of bumbling and kind of nervous, and his energy was raw. But I don't know. I don't need to see them. He took him under his wing way too quickly, and
Right. I was like, he's
just-
gonna disappear. He's just gonna go.
he's just schlepping him around, and like he's
Yeah.
at work. He's taking him to his mom's. He's like not. He's not showing any paternal instincts. He's just like he doesn't really want. He I guess he like can't go through with killing him, and then finds a way to use him. But like it's got to be
Yeah.
like a trained henchman. Maybe he thinks he's like just young and innocent enough to mold. But
Yeah, I think that's the.
but I don't know. It just didn't really come off that way. I don't know.
But it is a kind of like a little bit. They needed a little bit of like happiness, and like their camaraderie is like a little bit of light in the show. So
I think like from a brainstorming standpoint, that is the right reason to do it. It just the execution didn't
yeah,
completely work for me. I'm not
Like-
saying it would be better without him, but
right. Like the predictable nature of having Colin Farrell in that one show take the dog when you knew it's gonna happen, but you're like excited for it.
Which show?
The show when he's an alien. that we just
Oh,
watched?
yeah. Wow, spoilers for the show that we are going to talk about someday. Sugar.
Oh, yeah, we never sugar.
That was so good. I forgot, like,
It's so good.
that's the most recent Colin Farrell thing that we both loved.
Uh-huh.
All right, well, we got to get to the main event
Oh,
here. Do you want more The Penguin?
Maybe one more episode
Okay.
just to see where it goes, but it just sucks because I really like Colin Farrell.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Show's
not
okay.
bad.
No, it's okay.
And the reason I watched Agatha is so I could compare tones, because I wasn't really sure. This isn't going all in on like dark noir,
No, and I
although it
thought
does
it
at
would.
times.
Yeah.
But it definitely has more levity than just a one note kind of like somber world. Whereas Agatha is pretty zany. It's hard to tell what's going on because more or less it's all like a spell. And it's hard to tell what's going on because I haven't watched any of the material that sets up her character or this universe. But I think I actually ended up preferring the Penguin over it.
Okay.
And like Aubrey Plaza and Catherine Hahn are the main figures in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Oh,
I had a
dang.
lot going for it. You might like it better. I mean, it's a total toss up. Like they're having fun in that show. There's even like a character called Teen that she kidnaps and I think is going to be her sidekick because she's a witch. So there's some parallels, but ultimately I'm not sure I'm bought in enough to either universe or like I would rather this have not been a Penguin show and not be like in this fictional Gotham and they're talking about drops and they have to invent like all this world building, kind of like KAOS. It's like it's just distracting when there's just a few things different. I mean, Gotham is quite dystopian and quite different, but I don't really necessarily want to invest in this world.
Not even 45 minutes in the next episode?
It'll probably be longer. I do like that they come out once a week, so that's fun.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So yeah, this is an HBO. I guess it'll be every Thursday release. That is ideal for the podcast and ideal for just. I would prefer that over the binge model for sure. But I don't think that with October coming up, and we're going to talk about that soon enough. I don't think I want any more of the Penguin.
Okay. Wah, wah. Is that like an electric guitar?
Supposed to be the whammy guy.
I don't know what that means.
From Daily Double or from whatever
Oh, Mark Summers?
I don't know.
Is that the blonde with his hair like that? Oh. All right.
I'll keep working on our sound effects. But yeah, so you have to take a definitive stance, and if you say you want more, you have to have watched more by next week. So pick a side.
I want more. I'll watch at least like 15 minutes.
Cool. Well, hopefully you get hooked. I mean, I definitely want this show to kind of win you over. I want every show to be good, and if you watch another episode or 15 minutes and get hooked, that'd be best case scenario. So cool.
Yep.
We'll let you be the guinea pig for that. All right. Well, that's it for our feature presentation. Let's get.
No,
wait.
Not.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Gift shop.
Sorry.
Each week when we watch, excuse me, a frog in my throat. Watch
I need sound
show.
effects for this segment. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Each week when we watch a show or movie, we take something from that and we sell it in our gift shop. What do we want to sell from the Penguin?
Deformed rabbit's foot.
No, but you can eat.
I want his foot hanging from my rear view. That'd be, and it can be and it can be Aqua Paradise scented.
Aqua Paradise mangled foot.
I mean, we should do a new. I think I've told you before. I buy overpriced
air fresheners
from the A24 merch shop, and they come in like movie genres. So we should have a new release air freshener
Okay.
because it was
I feel
Chekhov's.
like we've had that before.
Really?
Like 2 years ago, we did air fresheners.
I mean, we have had 229 episodes, so it's possible. But they're
hard to
definitely
remember.
sold out.
Yeah, for sure.
Freshener. But most importantly, what's the smell?
What about like burning, a city burning or something?
Is it related to the show or related to
I was thinking it was related to the show.
us? Okay. Like we took the air freshener from the show, but then we can make the smell.
Okay,
our
I have an
smell.
idea. On the count of 3, we each say one word, and that's the smell.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Let me think of my. Okay, on the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. Leather.
Ashley.
Okay.
I'm always trying to, monetize you.
Right. Thanks.
So leather Ashley.
Leather Ashley, perfect. Great. Where's that leather daddy Derek from
Yeah. I'm gonna need some scent samples from you, so we can get our scientist.
I'll just wear this shirt for like a week and you can smell it.
Perfect.
I can smell it.
Well, why don't you wear leather for a week? That'll probably ripen up.
No.
All right. Anything else before we go to coming soon?
No, that's it.
Coming soon to home video.
To home video.
Yeah. Well, we're watching videos at home, are we not?
We are. Sometimes in the theaters, sometimes.
Well, this one is something you recommended. I'll share the poster in a second here, and you can say why the hell you want to watch this. Let's see. Ta-da!
Yay! So it's Nobody Wants This with Kristen Bell and Adam Brody. It's supposed to be kind of like a rom-com, but they're in their 40s, and she's a podcaster, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And I love them both. And I heard them on a podcast recently on Dax's podcast, obviously, Armchair Experts. And it was just a really good interview and made me want to watch the show.
Oh, were they both on? I mean, she's on a lot, obviously.
She's actually not on that much.
Well, I mean, she's on like once a year.
Yeah.
Ish.
For like their special. But yeah, they were both on together to promote the show. So.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, going back to the OC, Adam Brody has been, basically batting 1,000 ever since he started. Excited to see him in pretty much anything. And this, I would say my expectations for this are that it's going to be terrible and cringy. And I just hope it's terrible and cringy in a fun way.
Yeah.
Because of the podcast element. It's like anytime you try to dramatize these like stereotypes of like what a podcaster is, they have to make it so broad that because she's like a relationship podcaster, so and then kind of the rom-com formula on that, you have to like accentuate these things so much. So we'll see.
Well, I've high expectations because I heard the interview and it doesn't sound like it's going to be too cringy. It kind of sounds like it seems like they're trying to be kind of like a rom-com from like the 90s and the 2000s that we used to like love.
I think those are cringy, but fun. Yeah.
But fun.
So, yes.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, we watched 10 Things I Hate About You. Oh, no. That's a great one. That's
a really good one. That's really good.
I always make this distinction with Jamie, although those are both, She's All That is very cringy, but in a fun way. There's adult rom-coms and then there's teen, high school dramas, comedies. I love every teen drama, every
Varsity
adult
Blues?
rom-com. Yeah, of course. But the adult rom-coms are much more hit or miss. So that is an important distinction for me. This is an adult drama. I like that his basketball team is the Matza Ballers. So that's one win already. I'm going to click on, tell me which part of their face to click on so I can zoom in on this, because I did this earlier and it was funny. I'll just do it here.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about? Their nose?
Is this a creepy poster?
Ah! Turned into a horror movie.
Yeah, a little creepy. Maybe I should have gone a little lower. What about this tagline? Did you read that?
I am now. Will they? Won't they? Should they?
Ooh, provocative.
Murder.
I
Just
can see
kidding.
some gray in his beard. Just
Yeah.
like me.
Oh, he actually talked about there's more gray in his beard, but they or it's
They
either there's
colored
more or there's less, and they like added more or took away some. I don't remember now. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm
All right,
excited to watch it.
What's that called again?
Nobody
wants this.
I was like, nobody wants us. I couldn't even remember the title. So
I
maybe
love Everybody Wants Some. So if this is a follow up to
nobody
that
wants this.
Linklater movie, Nobody Wants This on Netflix. It'll be coming out on
The 20 something.
yeah, like
26.
next week. So you out there as a listener could watch it ahead of our episode, which will come out next Saturday. But in the meantime, subscribe to the podcast on YouTube at New Release Radio, on Spotify and Apple by searching New Release. Leave us those sweet feedbacks.
Can't wait to hear more.
Yep. Ashley?
That's a freshie.